There were these other New Age practitioners that I encountered. One was the wife of a billionaire. Like at one point, this guy was the richest man in the world. And she had a very sketchy, interesting past, an entire family of German immigrants who came over here. And she was sort of the baby, I think, of the family. She was the youngest out of this group of Germans who came over. Were very involved in the art scene and in UVA at various things. And she wanted to be, her distinction was she wanted to be the queen of the New Age healers. And all the women who ran the New Age community iced her out. And I think they probably just resented the fact that she had more money than they did. But her ship came in when she married the richest guy. She married this billionaire, and he funded her because she's a trophy wife. He gave her a ton of money, and she opened her own New Age clinic. And she invited me to attend, and I said, "Sure, I'll join, but I'm not going to do it your way. I'm going to do it my way." And she got deeply offended, like the other guy, and told me I'd never work in that town again. And there's an entire story that I'm going to come back to on this, and I'm going to preview it real quickly. One of her bodyguards was also my students. So this, when she decided that she was going to ruin me, she used her money to bring over 100-year-old female Qigong practitioner. She was the head of this system called Wild Goose Qigong. You can Google it. It's a real thing. I'm sure she's passed by now, but she was 100 and very venerable, very respected person. She brought her over, somehow managed to get her out of China and had her yacht dock in the Caribbean in international waters where you didn't have to have passports, had this woman flown by helicopter with her entourage to this yacht, along with, I think, a Hindu guru and a Sikh guru. And she wanted them to get together and mash them together like atoms and create a new nuclear new age bomb of chi healing or whatever, system that she could then monetize and spread. It failed horrifically. And it failed primarily because the old Chinese woman took one look at her and just said, "You got too much money and you're full of poison." And that ended it. She threw a tantrum like she did on me, marched to her helicopter and flew away and just abandoned these masters on this yacht. So then the old billionaire had to come in and clean up the mess. And once he got there, things sort of settled down and he played host for a day or so. But anyway, her bodyguard remained on the ship to bodyguard the old man. And he was doing my Qigong system out in the system that I learned from Wang Junhua on the deck of the ship. And he said it was in the early morning. He was doing his movements and he said he sensed that he was being looked at. And he saw this little wizened Chinese face peering around the corner. And she came out with her translator and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm doing Qigong." And she goes, "Where'd you learn it?" And he said, "From this guy, John Alton." And she goes, "Oh, really? Well, what's the name of it?" And he told her the names, Three Emperors. And she said, "What do you feel?" And he described the pulse moving up from his low center into his head. And he said the woman's mouth fell open, soul woman. She said, "That's impossible. You can't know the real thing." And he said, "Yeah, I do." And she goes, "I've never heard of a Westerner that has ever grasped the true depth, real Qigong."